Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we are playing Dimir Reanimator. It's a standard best of one list with average converted mana cost 4.3, 24 lands, 25 non-creatures and 11 creatures. So the deck is a very reliable, very straightforward reanimator list that's black and blue. That can kind of be sort of control-y as well. So let's break it down and give you my idea behind the list. So we have 4 otherworldly gaze. Okay, so to start with one statement, which is like, blue and black don't have a very good discard cards. They don't, they just suck. The discard cards, these are literally the best discard cards in blue and black, which are blue cards. So it's very hard to find a low costing one that you can play early on and that you can get pretty good value out of it, right? So Otherworldly Gaze can do a similar thing, which is fill up your graveyard, but not through discard. It's through looking at the top of your deck, which is very important as well. That way you know what to draw as well. It's not just filling up your graveyard. It gets you your reanimators. It sets up your draws much better. So I love the card, right? Spot Removal, 2 Infernal Grasp, 2 Meat Hook Massacres. Then we get to our other discard cards. Thirst for Discovery, of the best discard card, in Dimir. Draw 3 cards, then discard 2 unless you have a basic card. It's all up to you, whatever you want to fill up your graveyard with, whatever you want to do. And then you find the Villain's Lair. I run this because it can be a counterspell, which is where the control lies in, and then it can be a draw 2, discard 2, so it's pretty good as well. Also, we run the best reanimator card at the moment when it comes to black colors. Return Upon the Tide. It has Foretell, so you can cast it for 4, and I'll tell you how you do the combo if you open up with a certain hand. And then you have Edgar's Awakening, which is my choice. There are a lot of like five mana reanimator cards, so you can play whichever one you like. I like Edgar's Awakening. I think it's fine. I don't really care that much, so I played it. And then we get to our other reanimator card, Junji. I think it's my first time playing Junji, or my second. You can, whenever it dies, you can put a non-dragon creature card from your graveyard into the battlefield, and then you lose 2 life. So you can put all of your big creatures, except for Kairi here, into the battlefield whenever it dies. So it can act as another reanimator card that's a creature too, so it has board presence. So that's pretty good. And then we get to Shadow's Verdict as our, other board wipe of choice, flexible, board wipes within the deck. And then we get to Kairi, Swirling Sky. Kairi has a pretty nice... So Kairi has a combo within itself when it comes to Reanimator, which is, let's say Kairi dies, right? You mill 6 cards, and then you can get the Reanimator card back, and then you cast the Reanimator card back, you get Kairi back again. And then whenever Kairi dies again, you do this over and over and over. So Kairi gets back the Reanimator spell. The Reanimator spell gets Kairi back, and then Kairi does it all over again whenever it dies. So that's pretty cool to keep in mind. I didn't do it in any of the games, but I know that you can do it very well. And it works out, but you have to keep in mind that every time you have to mill 6 cards, which can be a lot, especially in a deck like yours where you're digging so much through the deck and you're filling up the graveyard. You have to keep that in mind. But if you need to, that combo right there, that endless reanimation, let's say, can put your opponent at quite a disadvantage, because they're going to exhaust all their resources trying to get rid of your Kairi here, and then when you keep bringing it back, it's just up to their top deck from now on, so it's pretty devastating. We also run 2 Hullbreaker Horrors. Hullbreaker Horror, I don't know how to feel about Hullbreaker Horror anymore when it comes to Reanimator, because the card needs support. The card by itself can easily get removed, and in a control deck, the card is unstoppable. But in a not so control-y deck, the card can be kind of clunky, because Yes, you can get it back. Yes, it has 8 stats, but it can easily be removed, especially with like the all the removal nowadays. You know, vanishing verse is a thing, so you need to have support for this card. So, Hullbreaker Horror is not like my first pick. I actually like Jinkitaxis a little better when it comes to reanimation, but when it comes to control, I like Hullbreaker Horror because it's unstoppable. You know, it's a control card. But Jinkitaxis, I like it better when it comes to reanimation because, the effects are kind of crazy by itself. You know, Jinkitaxis does not need support. So yeah, and then we run one Mirror Shell Crab. It's a reanimation target that can discard itself potentially and act as a counter spell as well that can counter pretty much anything unless they pay 3. And then we get to probably like the ace of all reanimators, which is Toxroll. Especially against creature decks, this card is unstoppable. Just put it on the battlefield, wait a couple turns, and good game. Basically, because it's just going to like drain the life and the power out of every creature that your opponent has, and then it just wins the game by itself. As the card is pretty insane when it comes to Reanimator. So, you look at the sideboard here. We have 2 Port of Carfels and 2 of the legendary black lands here, because we can get a creature back, we can mill, which helps the theme of the deck, and then Port of Carfel can act as a reanimator as well. And then you look at the mana base here and say, oh well, it's a reanimator card that discards and draws a lot, right? A reanimator deck that discards and draws a lot. Why do you have 24 lands? I would never run 24 lands in a reanimator deck, but this is the thing here that you have to pay very close attention to. It's a Dimir reanimator list. You only have so much cards that are so little cards that are available to you for the discard, right? If you didn't have Otherworldly Gaze and you had, for example, these 2 and then something else that's like even more expensive, you start your discard on turn 3, and that's terrible. So if you run 22 lands, for example, or 21 lands, or 23 lands even, the chances of you drawing 3 lands are very slim. They're very slim. You have to hit your discard on curve on turn 3, just so you won't be as far behind as you don't want to be. So you have to hit a discard spell on turn 3. That's why I added Otherworldly Gaze, because what if we open up with a hand that doesn't have 3 lands? What can you do? I can't risk the fact that I keep a hand with 2 lands while I only have a 3 mana discard spell, and then hope to draw a 3rd land so I can activate this on curve so I won't be behind. No, I don't want to take risks like that. So I added in Otherworldly Gaze, just so if you open up with a 2 land hand, this card can get you a 3rd land, and then you can hit the discard on turn 3. Also, this card can even if you don't get a 3rd land, for example, it has flashback. You can try again, and also you can fill up your graveyard without needing to hit this on turn 3. So that's why, Dimir colors, you start your serious discard on turn 3, and you have to hit it on turn 3, because you'll be just so far behind. If you play it on turn 4 or turn 5, then what have you been doing all these past turns? And the ideal, the very, very ideal hand would be Return Upon the Tide, a discard spell, and a reanimator target here, like that. So you basically, turn 1, you probably Otherworldly Gaze or just play a tapped land. Turn 2, you foretell Return Upon the Tide. Turn 3, you discard your Jinkitaxis, for example. And then turn 4, you reanimate with your Return Upon the Tide to get a turn 4 Jinkitaxis, Hullbreaker, or Kyrie, or Toxroll. That's the ideal combo here. Very straightforward. Turn 2, you foretell. Turn 3, you discard. Turn 4, you reanimate, and then that's it. So pretty good. I've done this in multiple games, not ones I think I'm going to show, or I think I might. I actually don't know. I don't remember. But yeah, it's very straightforward, very simple. But I wanted you to get that idea that the discard spells within Dimir kind of suck, and the ratio over here is like down to the wire when it comes to removal, discard, reanimation, and reanimation targets. So the discard cards suck within Dimir, because you cast them so late, while as for Esper you have Faithful Mending, which you can cast on turn 2, and it gains you life, and it has flashback, so it's pretty crazy. So yeah, it's pretty fun. You have to keep in mind that you have to have 24 lands just so you up the possibilities of opening with a 3 land hand, so you can cast these on curve. Also, if you don't, then you have another reliable source here with Otherworldly Gaze that can help you cast things and move things forward for you. You have board wipes, you have your insurance policies, you have removal, a spot removal within Infernal Grasp, but it's not a full-on a full-on control deck, so you don't need as much removal or as much counters. You find the Villain's Lair that can act as a two-faced card, Mirror Shell Crab as well, so everything pretty much synergizes very well within the deck itself, and it's been pretty fun. You can, if you hit like the right reanimations quick, you win the game easily and quickly. Like, this deck is so fast to win. If you don't, like, if you're playing against control, you'll probably lose because of Farewell, because Farewell exiles graveyards, exiles creatures, so anything that exiles usually kind of hurts you a lot because you want these creatures to die. And that's where Toxrill is like an ace as well, because it can sacrifice itself so that it won't get exiled and you can reanimate it again. So yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe to the channel. It'll help me out a lot more. And yeah, enjoy the gameplay, and I'll see you later on with another video. Okay, bye. This could be alright. We'll keep this. No removal. We'll still keep it. We have 6 removal spells in the deck, among like the creatures as well. Okay. This is going to be really interesting. Do we keep an Infernal Grasp? Yes. Yes. We kind of need to stall since they're being very explosive like that. Okay. That's it. Let's kill that. We're taking damage either way, so might as well. Sure. And Meathook Massacre is not going to do it for us. Okay. Rune for champion. Do we counter that? No. See what they want to get. Okay. Sure. Let's thirst. Decline. This is going to suck. Let's get a Toxrill here. Thanks. They can still be explosive here, but can they get bigger than a Toxrill? Probably can. They've got 3 mana still, so Maybe I should have kept the Massacre, since we have two otherworldly gazes. Junji's not that bad. Yeah, let's just slam the Junji here. Play that tapped. Not attack here. Good game. They're saying good game because of the Hallowed Haunting? That's kind of weird. I mean, the Toxtrol is just going to eat that up. Yeah, that's game. They can't fight that. It's pretty good. I mean, this hand, we can make it work. What an awkward hand, but we've got so much potential. We can find everything we need within the otherworldly gazes here. We do need a third land. I'll take the port. We do need a board wipe as well. Okay. We do need a reanimator as well. We've got Jinkataxius. That has to be very good. Has to be. Mammoth. We need a land. Badly. Okay. Just to secure our possibilities here, we're going to take a lot of damage, but I think I'm going to get Toxtrol after that. And just go from there. Same old green bullshit. We're dead. We are so dead. I mean, the curve is just insane. Turn 2, turn 3, turn 4. That's what green has always been about. And this is the first time I see a green player in such a long time. Okay. Thirst is not going to do it for us. We're going to kill his creatures, get blockers. Nice. We had to do it this way. We had to. Okay. I mean, Toxtrol is just insane. Toxtrol is no joke. Seriously. The card is just busted. I'm gonna just let Toxtrol do the thing here. How are they gonna combat that? How? What are they going to do here? Your Toski is going away as well, so that's game, man. Toxrill. Toxrill. Unstoppable. This is okay, I guess. Okay. I'd love to kill a werewolf here. Just kill that. We're going to take damage anyway, so who cares? It's pretty good. We thirst this turn. Okay. That's it. What a weak deck. Yeah, let's keep the Toxrill in hand here. Let's mitigate some of that damage here. And we can get Toxrill back next turn. Should be really good for us. That's fine as well. Do we put the Junji down? Yeah? It's a threat? Yep. So that's pretty good. We start attacking here. Sure. And that's game. Easy. All right. This could be very interesting. And it also could be very messy. We're missing a land and we're missing a reanimator spell here. Jund. We got the land. Just need to find the reanimator spell. We got 2 Jinkataxis though. Jund is something. We're playing slow, which is pretty good for us. Mulch. Jund reanimator? Oh. Okay, okay. I like that. Alright, sure. Let's see what happens here. Maybe I should have kept the land on top. They can get an old Gnawbone back. We can play a Fable here. Wither Bloom Command. That's fine, yeah. What did they just go? Cultivator Colossus. Okay. Let's get rid of one of these. Draw 2, discard 2. Discard the Jinkataxius. Discard both of them, I guess. Another Otherworldly Gaze. Another port. Play the port here. Pass. So they can get something back here. And we needed to reanimate before them to win. I don't think we can win here. If they get an old Gnawbone back, that's pretty good for them. That's what they probably are going to go for. What's the culling ritual for? Okay. Thirst for discovery. Kyrie. We're not finding anything that reanimates. Just pretty terrible. Let's put a stop here. Play an otherworldly gaze. Resolve. Junji's fine. Junji can reanimate eventually, but that's not really what we want. We don't want the Junji to die so we can reanimate. We just want to reanimate something, you know? So Junji can go away. Draw. Edgar's Awakening. That's pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't even have a land for the Edgar's Awakening. I think we were going to have to counter something. We have to counter something here. Probably with the crab. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So their list seems fun, but it seems incredibly slow. Incredibly slow. Alright, let's counter the Olivia here because, I mean, that's just a nightmare, right? Let's get a Jinkataxius back just so we can counter their Reanimator spell. The first one they cast. Yeah, they know. That's how it's done. Jinkataxius is definitely the right decision here. Okay. We have 3 blue sources, which is good. Yeah. Red again. Let's see what happens. This is not a very good hand because we don't have a board wipe, but you know, can't always get what you ask for. At least we can kill something and then turn 3 you find the villain's lair. Yeah. We have to kill the we're taking 4 damage here, but we have to kill the scavenger. You make a blood token, that's fine. Okay. We're hitting land drops, which is good. Epicure can resolve. Okay. We can kill all of these with a single Tox roll, so that's that's fine. Alright. Tox roll for sure. We're not drawing a black source. That's troubling. Yeah, this is where it's like so messed up. We don't even have a black source. We're taking tons of damage. Like literally tons. We're dead next turn. Nice. Alright. I think we Shadow's Verdict first. Yeah. Has to be pretty good. Next turn we play Junji. If Junji dies, we get a Tox roll. And so on, you know? They're not hitting any lands, which means these are all spells. What could they be? Yeah, let's play Junji here. Pass. If they kill the Junji, it's fine. Or we can get a Jinkataxius and support it with a counterspell. Not that bad. Don't they have to sacrifice the Harvester here? Yeah. Okay. So do we have him discard 2 since we have another Junji? I can't risk getting another creature in for it to die. Or we can just get a... Yeah. We can get a Jinkataxius and counter whatever, you know, instant or sorcery that they have. We're close to hard casting the Hullbreaker Horror as well, which is pretty good. They discarded Play with Fire. Yeah, they need something that kills the Jinkataxius here. Yeah, this gets countered, sure. Yeah, Jinkataxius was definitely the right choice here because they are burning us pretty badly. Hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I'm gonna keep the counter spell in hand and play the Junji, just so we can play the counter spell with the Hullbreaker Horror as well. So if this Junji dies, we can get a Toxtrol back. Angie's okay. Angie has to die though, right? We can force them to block here for sure because it's a lot of damage. We can force them to block for sure. 7, 5, that's 12. Yeah, that's game if they don't block. So they're going to lose their creature. Yeah, they're counting the damage here. That's 12, 17 damage. It's pretty good on our end here. Very good. Florian is okay. I mean, it's pretty much game by next turn, right? We can do the same thing again. We don't even have to play the Hullbreaker Horror. Yeah, this gets countered. Yeah, another land. That's game. That's too easy.